Hey guys, Mr. Happy here with another Final Fantasy XI part. Trying to get a Final Fantasy XI part done while I'm not streaming. I've been I streamed a lot on February 11th for Lightning Returns, so I'm a little bit behind on my Final Fantasy XI Let's Plays, but you know, not so bad. I managed to log on. The new repeat login campaign is going, and I'm waiting to get the new Trust NPC, see if she's any good. Still don't like Lion, but whatever. So this video, as the title says, is going to be starting off Wings of the Goddess, mainly because I need to unlock Dancer. Now, I can really unlock Dancer while I am here, and I guess do it in the past. Actually, can I? Do I need to walk into the new area first? That's a good question. Let's go to Upper Juno and find out. Because the NPC to start the Dancer quest is actually in Upper Juno. Sets to my home point? No, I'd like to travel to another home point, please. I figure I might as well grab it, you know? Because with Sub Dancer, I have a lot of ideas with what to do with Sub Dancer. One of the things I really want to make a video, I was going to do Ninja Black Mage. I know Ninja Dancer is like the most overpowered thing in the world, because you have a pretty safe source of heals if you ever, you know, don't evade an attack. So, it's really solid. But not only that, but I could just go Nin Sub Dancer and do the same thing I was going to do Nin Sub Black Mage. In all honesty, I really could. Sorry, the music shut off. I went to check it. Don't remember where the Dancer NPC is necessarily. G7. Her name is Layla. The internet is a wonderful, wonderful thing. Layla. Where are you, Layla? In fact, I'm just going to go from the bottom up. There she is. Good thing I went all the way to the bottom. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Oh, she's like right out in the open. Ludo, I will do your quests someday, because I really want to get those... That adventuring fellow is his name. Alright, here we go. Layla. Oh god, that Dancer AF. Yep. Can you give me the quest? Yes! Got the quest. So now I need to pick the right things in this cutscene, I guess, if you want to call it. I surely do. Okay. She looks so weird. They look so weird. Never. I'll never give up. Okay, I could have easily answered that. So now I need to go get a Stardust Pebble. Pebble? Talk to this girl real quick. And I actually need to go to Southern Sandoria first, too. Huh. Alright, give me a hint. Lion Spring Tavern. Okay. Need to go to Sandoria now. So we'll go to Sandoria real quick, and then we're going to come back to Lower Juno. And from Lower Juno, we are going to go to... What's the area? We're going to go to the Cavernous Maw in Rollenberry Fields. I actually... it doesn't really matter which one I go to, because you can get teleported outside of any of the other ones. Set this for your home point? No, I would like to travel to Southern Sandoria. I'm actually changing the way that this thing kind of works, or at least how the menus work and the way that they're grouped. So hopefully it'll be a little bit... The way that they're grouped is kind of weird right now with the order of everything is. But that shouldn't be so bad. And they're also putting the teleport option first, since most people aren't changing their home point. Most people are using the teleport. So you need to go to the Lion Spring Tavern and speak to Valderobaba. Let's see if I can find his name here without having to actually do anything. Come on. I know you're here, buddy. I'm going to go right over it, knowing me. Lion Spring, I think, is in the northwest side of town. There he is. Oh, no. I am completely wrong. Don't listen to me. I'm an idiot. You know, I should know that because of Dynamis Sandoria. Very early on, you pretty much camp outside of the tavern for like a good... I don't even know how long. Like the first 45 minutes, practically, you spend pulling things back. And then eventually you end up in this, like, narrow place right here. But this is... I hate this. When you get to this point, that's when you know it's make or break in Dynamis Sandoria. It's so easy to die in Dynamis Sandoria. Alright, here we go. Lion Spring Tavern. I could have swore you couldn't enter this place. Lion Springs Tavern. I don't know why. I feel like I remember not being able to enter. Is that him? Yes, it is. And now I need to return... Actually, I need to return to Upper Juno. Maybe I should just go to the one in the necropolis. The Eldim necropolis. Allow me to prepare the audience. Oh, we gotta watch this little dancing cutscene first. You can choose... Oh, God. Appeal to the audience. Should we call a doctor? I think he's having a fit. Strike a pose. My eyes! They hate my dancing. Is that what they call dancing? It's okay. Just clap my hands over and over again. Yay, people are leaving. The one person gave me a pity golf clap. They're like... And that was it. And then they were done. They were like, make him not feel as bad. Okay, so now let's go to... We need to go back to Upper Juno. And then, see, but right from there, I need to go to Jugner Forest in the past. And that's the thing. I don't know how the hell I'm going to get there. I just don't remember anything about how to get around in the past, because it's totally different than the way you get around in the present. Because there's certain barriers that are there now that aren't there in the present. I really have no idea how I'm going to do this. Okay, so let's see. Travel to another home point. Let's go Upper Jueno again. Let's actually go to home point 3. I think it's closer. I think that's the home point I just unlocked. Hold on. Let me do something. I'm going to sound a little far away. There we go. Cut out some of the background noise. I don't know if you guys can hear that background noise, but when I use my Blues Yeti, I get more background noise because it's able to pick up such a... It's so sensitive, even on the absolute lowest settings, to, like, non-recording environments. My voice sounds less robot-y, but it definitely picks up a lot of background noise. Like, if my sister walks through the hallway with the baby and the baby's crying, you will hear the baby. I can guarantee you. I had to redo a part earlier because I was in the middle of recording and I heard the baby. I'm like, they're going to be able to hear that baby. Then I checked and sure enough, I could hear that baby. Alright. My unique dancing style? Oh, okay. 20 years ago, they were found lying at the bottom in Jugner Forest. Okay. Okay, so now, might as well just go out to the necropolis, right? I actually don't know where the cavernous maw is there, though. I think that's the bigger problem I'm going to have. No, alright, let's... Well, one easy way to find out, I'll press the forward button on my thing. H5. I could do the Garlage one, I just don't feel like going through Garlage Citadel. I mean, it's easy now with the weighted stones. The pouch of weighted stones. I wonder if that pouch ever runs out. It's like, yeah, it's fuck it. Because you don't even put the weighted stones on the things and then the door opens. You literally just show the door the fact that you have the weighted stones and it goes, alright, you can go. Just go through. So H5 is where this is. Oh, Lumberjack, man. I really wonder if I should try and kill Lumberjack at like level 55 with my trust NPCs. My Adventuring Fellow, I would have to level him so much. I don't know how it is to level him anymore. I don't know if it takes as long or if it's even effective. If it's even worth it, I guess is the right term. H5. So that's... I wish I could zoom out of the map, but I can't. So H5 right there. Okay, not too bad. And I'm gonna join... I don't know which one I'm going to join. If I'm going to join Sandoria, I have to go to Garlage Citadel. If I'm going to join Windurst, I have to go to the Crawler's Nest. And if I'm going to join Bastock, I need to go to the Necropolis. I don't know. I don't think it really matters much anymore. I don't think any of those rewards are, like, much sought after. And I think it's pretty hard to actually level now in campaign. Not level in campaign, I mean level up your rank through campaign. I don't know how active those areas are anymore. Wings. I don't think anybody goes to the Wings of the Goddess areas anymore because there's nothing to, like, pretty much you just go to Seekers of Adoulin And that's where you do everything now. You know? I mean, sure, you do Dynamis. You know, you go in, you farm Dynamis a little bit for some pieces, and you do a few, like, maybe Limbus. You do a few things to get your upgrades for your AF and your Relic Armor and things like that. But I don't think there's anything. Holy shit, this thing looks old. I don't remember this thing looking that old. Oh well. Here we go. This should start us on Wings of the Goddess, hopefully. Okay, here we go. Cutscene. You know, I actually never finished Wings of the Goddess. I quit before they finished it, because they announced the level cap mid Wings of the Goddess. I think they had added one set of missions like after the initial set, and then I lost interest because they said they were raising the level cap up to 99. They didn't say. I think they said actually they were going to do it in small patches, like 5 levels at a time. Really, if they had gone straight from 75 to 99, I think I would have enjoyed it more. I've said this before, than going 75, 80, 80, 85, 85, 90, 90, 95, 95, 100, or 99, I should say. I think I would have enjoyed that more. That's just, I don't know, man. It's like, but here's 5 levels, and in 5 months, those 5 levels are going to go up, and then the gear just, if you're not upgrading your, like, relic, your gear that you've had since level 75, if you're not actively upgrading that, you basically have to get new gear every 5 levels. And, I don't know, I just didn't like it. I didn't like the concept. I would have much preferred that they went right from 75 to 99. I gotta say, though, Wings of the Goddess, I liked the story. A lot of people weren't a huge fan of it. I actually did like it. I'm a big fan of interdimensional travel and time travel and things like that. I try to ignore the whole changing something in the past to affect something in the future thing. And then how they say, no, you can't do this in the past because it'll ruin the future. And I also remember seeing Atamos right here, and I was like, holy shit, that's fucking Atamos. I knew immediately that was Atamos. I didn't even have to question it. I think he tells you, like, right in this first cutscene, but I just knew immediately. And just this area, like, and then not only this, but just like with Chains of Promethea, they show you an area that you just on the inside know you'll get to come here. I think people still do Walk of Echoes, actually, and that's, I think, what this area is. It's the Walk of Echoes. And also, I saw this cat, and I was like, I want to murder you now all of a sudden. Oh, no. Okay, well, goodbye. Imagine it's just a game over and just uninstalled right there. It's like, whoops, that wasn't planned. Alright. Some of you already know who that cat is. It says Regal Feline, but please, we all know who that is. I'm not going to ruin it for anyone who doesn't know, though. Anything that has to do with the void. Interdimensional travel, I like it. Okay, I did end up in Battaglia Downs S. I think you can be thrown randomly into any of the 3 zones. I think I got lucky that I got sent back to the zone I came from. Now, I don't remember. I'm pretty sure if I want to unlock Cavernous Maws now in the past, I need to go through them in the past. I think this initial one right here, I can go to it from the present. Now, if I want to unlock, like, any of them, I have to go through them through the past. So it would be pretty intelligent of me to unlock as many of them as possible. Especially if I'm going to be going to Bastok. Or Bastok. Bastok. However you want to pronounce it, doesn't matter. I hope that Sandworm isn't up and ready to eat my face. Because I'm sure Sandworm just stays up and nobody kills him now. I'm sure Ixion faces the same. I wonder if I could solo Ixion. Ixion would be, I can't imagine Ixion being an easy fight to solo. Then again, I thought the same thing about Hydra. Ixion's probably the hardest fight tanks ever had to deal with in this game. Some fights were just frustrating that you could do whatever you want, you just take however much damage, but Ixion, you actually had to, you know, pay very close attention to him or you were gonna get boned. Pretty much how it worked. Oh, that's not the only one. 9 maws discovered in total. Okay, good. Still, that's not a small amount, even if they spread over 2 continents. 2 continents? Did they just break Vanadil up into 2 continents? Or did they just make, like, an analogy or something? Like, even if it was 2 continents, this would be a lot. But the way he said it, even if they are spread over 2 continents, that's a lot. Like, they're making it seem like it's already... I guess I don't remember how they sort of portray these cavernous maws. Oh, yeah. Worth looking into, alright. Yes, that would be a person. That would be me, as a matter of fact. At least you're not going to be like the Tartars who steal my shit. You guys care about me. Whoa, whoa, whoa. At ease. I don't think he bites. What happened, man? Did you hit your head or something? Yeah, I was just going to say, I forgot that civilian entrance to Juno is not allowed in the past. I'm about to sneeze. I can feel it coming on. I'm going to... Uh-oh. Oh, it's like there, but it's not there. It's the most annoying point. So now I need to go to another entrance. Don't call me a civilian. Dude, I will... If you call me a civilian one more time, I will knock you in the face. Alright, so I got the pure white feather. A portal is open within the depths of the maw. Does it say that when you first unlock it? I don't remember it saying that. Okay, one thing I gotta remember about Battalion Downs S, this place is fucking dangerous. And I think the entrance I need to go to is the same one I used before. Alright, Sad Flies, I think, are gonna whoop my ass. Goblin Corpseman, incredibly tough. Yeah, this is Wings of the Goddess, alright. Immediately, incredibly tough mobs, of course. See these gates. This is the big thing. I don't remember how to get around these gates. I don't remember where the entrances are, or the exits are, and I don't remember how to navigate them. That's a big thing, because it's very easy to get lost in the past. A goblin free sword. There's a fairy. Well, they're called pixies right now. I remember them saying if you killed certain enemies in the past, the enemies in the future would spawn less. And if I remember correctly, the only enemy that ended up doing that was the pixies. Smilodon. Hello. Oh, these things are only... Okay, maybe I should... What? I can't summon alter egos in the past? What is this shit? Oh my... That fucking sucks. I guess my clones are fucking past proof. I don't even know what to say about that. That's ridiculous. Well, I do not feel as safe here anymore. I don't want to be here. Daddy, I don't want to be here. My new brown belt also is not going to help me. I finally got enough Tenshoto fame to do the brown belt quest. I was basically handing in 4 zinc ores like a day until I hit that number instead of just going out and farming them. I did go out and farm a few of them, but I actually ended up getting more dark steel ore than zinc ore. I went to Gooskin Mines with pickaxes in hand. I went with like 2 stacks of pickaxes. I ended up just getting a crap ton of dark steel ore, and I'm like, and I looked at the mining thing, and I was like, all right, what are my percentages of getting everything? It was like pebble was the most common thing. Zinc ore was right behind it, like an 18% chance. Dark steel ore had like a 5% chance, and it was what I got pretty much almost every time. Sandworm up? I have to know. Sandworm up. I don't actually remember where sandworm spawns. There's a campaign battle going on, that much I can tell. Yep, that's those don't look friendly. Those look like, yeah, dirty-handed. They must be on their way to a campaign battle. They shouldn't. Oh no, they're protecting. That's actually an outpost. I guarantee you, is there a map of the past? I guarantee you the Beastmen control everything. Beastmen control 11 areas. That is honestly a low number. I pretty much figure they would control everything. Like, just because who the hell does these things anymore? Like, that's the way I look at it. Like, who the hell is doing these things anymore? How could... Oh, dude, Shanique is up. That's actually a notorious monster I need, if I remember correctly. In fact, I'm going to check. And I am still going in the right direction. Shanique? I think she's I spelled it wrong. I don't know. In fact, let me just look up the spelling. I think that's a notorious monster I actually need. No, okay, that's why. If I remember correctly, it's actually an Birdbanes, yeah. Oh, they're level 56 to 57, though. I can't beat him. Time spawn. The reason why I need that, he drops an item called Birdbanes, which are actually hand-to-hand weapons that do piercing damage. So, you know, almost every hand-to-hand in the game does blunt damage, but that notorious monster drops ones that do piercing damage, which are very, very good. And then, but it only applies to auto attacks. Does not apply to weapon skills. Very important. If I remember, these things just follow me around and like they aggro, but they don't actually like hurt you, unless you attack them and then they just whoop your ass. Pretty sure they all link. All right, so this should be the entrance I need to go to continue the main story. But yeah, I gotta get those at some point. I never got those on my main character. I tried getting them for my puppet master, because I used to bring my puppet master to sea a lot, and I would always bring him to Jailer of... Which one is it? I think it's Temperance? I think it's Jailer of Temperance. What the hell? Let me in. Yes, enter the Eldium Necropolis. And you need to be... And you can do piercing, blunt, and slashing damage. So I had Vampiric Claws on my main character. I never got these Birdbanes, though, that do piercing. And I quit before it ever mattered, I guess. Is there anything that aggro's in here? I was going to say, I thought this place was supposed to be safe. Who do I talk to? Do I talk to you, Turbulent Storm? Yes! I was right. Unless you're for another thing. I like how he would have only said hold it right there if I had actually spoken to him. Yes. I need the thing. Letter of recommendation. Alright. Thank you, good sir. Now, here's the tough part. Getting back to Bastok. And on top of that, the tougher part, actually. The tougher part is going to be Jugner. Huh. Because I'm going to need allied notes. I have some... I saved some copper vouchers so that I could actually get allied notes back when I was going to get Valeniral. But they're in my Mog safe. It's not that good. It's not good. That's not good at all. At all? Why did I say it like that? I have prism powders. I'm gonna need to be like so careful on my way there. I have prism powders. I know I have prism powders. Don't even try and tell me I don't. Okay. There we go. So I don't know. I don't know if I need to travel to Jugner like the old-fashioned way in order to get to whatever. I'm already in Battaglia Downs, though. I should just go to Jugner and get the Dancer quest done. And then I can do that. Yeah, that's the smarter thing to do. I think the smarter thing to do is to go to Jugner, go get this done, because the other way, honestly, is worse. When I have to go through Grauberg, I am very afraid of going through... Well, it's actually Grauberg, but I'm very afraid of going through Grauberg. Because Grauberg, unfortunately for me... Hey, look, it's Shanique. Unfortunately for me, Grauberg is home to Shigos, which doesn't even make sense to me. If you ask me, that doesn't make any sense. Because Shigos are supposed to be from Urgon, and for some reason, there are some of them in Grauberg. And I'm somebody who likes to not use Sneak and Invis until I'm sure that I need it. And there's no way. I'm going to die if I try and do that, going through Grauberg. There's no way I could survive. So... Jugner to get this quest done is probably the safer thing to do. The thing is, it's still not safe because there are Smilodon. I remember when these things hides used to be worth a lot, dude. People would camp Smilodons all the time. Smilodon hides used to be worth quite a bit. You also needed them for some like mandatory upgrades to like rank up and do certain quests and things like that. I remember needing Smilodon hides quite a few times. I'll probably have to come out here and kill them when I hit like a higher level, to be honest. I could probably kill them now, but not comfortably. With Sub Dancer, comfortably, but not without Sub Dancer, which is the whole reason why I'm doing this. Also, because I have enough Tenshoto fame to get my brown belt, and I did my brown belt quest, which gives Tenshoto fame, I think I'm set for Tenshoto fame altogether. They're going to be lowering it for some quests. I'd imagine Utusemi and Leviathan are going to see, like, reductions in it. I'd imagine Utusemi is going to be, like, become rank 3 as opposed to rank 4. And the rest of them are probably going to be rank 2, with the brown belt probably staying rank 3, if not being made rank 2. But I don't really think I don't think there's anything in the game you need rank 9 Tenshoto fame for. I'm pretty sure almost everything you need Tenshoto fame for stops at like 5. And that includes the Leviathan fight. That's one thing, man. I still need to get Fire Weather. I wonder if there's any Fire Weather possibility in Jugner. I doubt it. Hello, Pixie. You know what's nice? If you don't kill Pixies, or if you don't even, like, as long as they don't hate you, you can actually drag an enemy next to a Pixie, and while you're fighting it, the Pixie will heal you and cast buffs on you. It's awesome. I think if I just go stand by that Pixie, it'll just cast buffs on me. I'm almost sure that it'll do that. I should have gone and found out. I could have just walked right next to that Pixie. And that's the thing. They said if you didn't kill Pixies in the past, they would appear in the present. I cannot remember the last time I saw a Pixie in the present. I just think that they, like, shelved that idea at some point and just never told us. It would have been a cool concept, though, that you could actually cause the extinction of enemies. I don't know. I would have liked that. That's something. That's the kind of thing that is very. There's a lot of coding that has to go into that. Like, you have to be able to code, like, if a certain amount of an enemy dies or something like that. Alright, hold on. I'm trying to switch to the... Stop spinning. I'm trying to switch back to the Dancer quest. There we go. So I need to go to I-5. I-5 is literally just direct west because it's the lake. I got campaign... I just realized you got campaign music on. That music means there's a campaign battle going on right now. Good indicator that there's a battle going on. I just don't remember where the outpost is. Doesn't matter because I'm not going to be able to get the outpost warps. And I don't know how I'm going to get the allied notes. I can't imagine that the NPCs are always that successful. Oh, here we go. Here, cast buffs on me. They're called sprites here. Let me see if she casts a buff on me. I don't know. I don't know if I need to be in battle for her to do it. Come on. Stop flying around. Cast a buff on me. Come on, you know you want to help. Oh, God. I forgot about these things. And yep, they're incredibly tough, just like I thought they'd be. Alright, seriously? You're pissing me off now. The Forest Leech, easy prey. The Bug, incredibly tough. Don't want to fuck around with incredibly tough mobs. You guys have seen. I've had my fair share of run-ins with incredibly tough mobs. Yeah, I'm not even going to wait. Maybe they only cast cures. Maybe I was just full of shit. Bitty bugs. Bitty bugs. Pretty sure these things aggro sound and sight. Almost sure of that. Oh, no. Don't need to go this way. There's a Notorious Monster. Actually, I'm pretty sure there's a Notorious Monster that can spawn back here. I know in the regular Jugner Forest, there's a Notorious Monster that spawns in that little alcove. There's a bunch of beetles there, and it's a beetle Notorious Monster. They tend to do a lot of thematic... Like, certain areas of the old world were very thematic with the types of bosses that they would have, or the types of notorious monsters. Usually you'd run into, like, a few of them here and there, and then there would just be a cluster of them. And that was always a hint that there was a notorious monster in the area. Very few areas in the game have clusters of enemies, like deep, like, very abundant. Oh, God, I don't remember how to do this. Oh, man. Okay, so one thing I totally forgot is that... Oh, actually, this might be it right over here. One thing I totally forgot is that there are gates in Jugner as well. Oh, here's the pebbles. Never mind, they're right here. Holy shit. That was easy. Wait, snippers. Are these the snippers I think they are? I hope so, because... Oh, dude, land pugils? Oh my god, easy prey. Okay, so now we're going to get rid of the site aggro. Pick up the pebbles. Nice. Well, there's Dancer Quest. That's basically the Dancer Quest done. As soon as I teleport back to Juno, it's all done. Hey, look, it's Layla. Oh, hey, that's the girl that I'm doing the quest for. Go up and at. I don't give out autographs. I have no idea who you... Actually, I know exactly who you are. In fact, I know who you're going to grow up to be. Dancing never used to be such a chore. But now... feel like we should just, like, cut down all the trees right there and just stick a giant dragon right there. What a lovely little melody. I've never heard the pipes played so well. Are you going to start dancing? Yes, you are. There she goes. Imagine just like telling her, hey, you're going to grow up to be pretty hot. Just imagine like, yeah, I've seen you 20 years from now. This is not a safe place to just sit riverside and watch a little girl dance. Also, if somebody else walked up on this, and this was like America, somebody would have something to say to my character right now. Like, what are you doing? What are you two doing out here? This isn't... What are you two... That's it. Taking you to court. Milady, what are you two even doing here? This guy's mustache. What is with Final Fantasy characters and just stupid mustaches? Why do they all have to have stupid mustaches? I like how we find her in the middle of like an early life crisis. Like, I don't want to do it anymore. Yes, return to the estate, please, because I have no more interest in this quest line. There we go. Get the fuck out of here. Stardust Pebble. Oh my god, those things scared the shit out of me. I'm like, don't do that. Alright, now we gotta go all the way back through Battaglia Downs. Ugh. I cannot wait to get, like, my teleports and stuff. I don't think I'm ever gonna come to the past, though. For, like, what am I... Other than doing the Wings of the Goddess missions... Actually... You're required to be a certain rank to do the missions, aren't you? Motherfucker. That's not going to be good. I'll probably have a video where I show the, what was it even called? Was it just called Campaign? Yeah, it was. It was just called Campaign. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah, I'll probably just do videos where I show off campaign battles. Yeah, that's what they were called, campaign battles. And campaign battles used to be... amazing. When people were doing them, they were unbelievably awesome. There were a lot of them that were really good for just ranking up and leveling up, and it was awesome because you could. It was essentially the most soloable thing you could do. You couldn't get skill ups if I remember correctly. You couldn't use it to skill up. I think you could skill up if you, because I'm pretty sure you can attack campaign enemies while not being signed up to the campaign. I'm almost sure you could. You just wouldn't get any credit for the campaign ops. So people used to do that to skill up. I think they eventually fixed it so you couldn't do that. But regardless, you could still get a lot of really easy solo EXP. You could solo merit no matter what job and what combination you were. Unless you got... But you also learned where it was safe to do it and where it wasn't. They eventually released some areas that absolutely no way you could do campaign battles there without like an organized group of people. I never remember campaign Zarkabard or campaign Bucidine ever going smoothly. I just never remember having a good time in those places. And then some of the other campaign, and it sucks because if you teleport to a campaign area that doesn't control an outpost, I think it's a lot more expensive to teleport to and from that area. See, like the Kingdom of Sandoria Knights of the Silver Fox have retreated from the front lines of battle. The NPCs lost. And it's designed so that the NPCs, most of the time, depending on what NPCs you get, will lose. That's pretty much how it's designed. So that you pretty much have to help them finish the fight. And there's a lot of ways that can go really, really wrong. There's a few waves of enemies. I'm pretty sure that have one-shot moves. That happened a lot in in Besieged also, if you would get the Lamias, I think. I don't remember who it was. I'm pretty sure it was the Lamias. But a few of them actually casted, I think they just straight out casted death. And if that hit an NPC, it was like they were instantly dead, obviously, because it's death. And there were 5 NPCs that if they died during battle, you lost. You pretty much lost, because then it would be literally only up to the remaining NPCs and the players to defend the room from being invaded to take the astral candescence. And it was not easy to do that because Besieged was a giant lag fest. People say, oh, dude, Besieged was awesome, dude. Do you not remember Besieged? Because it doesn't sound like you do. That sounds like Rose 10. Sure, concept, awesome. 700 people defending a city from being invaded. If you succeed, you get to keep these great buffs to your sanction effect. And you get to keep doing these Besieged battles. And even if you lose, you have to go on a mission to get it back. Either way, it's cool. But because the game was a giant lag fest, nobody could really enjoy it. You just go into Besieged, hope that you didn't disconnect from the game. Hope you could even zone in because it could only hold 700 people. Each zone could only hold 700 people. And that's all it was, dude. You're just hoping and praying that you could even participate. And then if you were dead at the end of it, I don't think they ever fixed this. If you were dead at the end of it, you didn't get anything. So you know, okay, we've, like, literally, there's only like 5 minutes left and I'm dead and nobody's raising me. So I might not even get EXP. So it was just like, it was cool to get the temporary items and be super overpowered. But it sucked at the same time because it was just so laggy. You couldn't enjoy it. I used to enjoy when it first came out, people making alliances to keep people alive and heal people and raise dead people. And even, I think, late into Treasures of Aht-Urhgan, that was still pretty important. Because even after Wings of the Goddess came out and campaign was just so much better, so much more frequent and so much easier, people still did Besieged a lot because the Aht-Urhgan areas were still very popular. Because you had ZNMs, you had Hydra, you had Cerberus, you had Chimera. Chimera was super popular. You had Salvage, you had Nizul Isle, you had the regular operations that you could do to like rank up and stuff. I don't remember what they were called, but Nizul was one of them. Just like some, I don't know. They had a specific name. I can't remember it right now. I would have to go to Aht-Urhgan on this character, or even on my other character to remember. Oh, dude, this is gonna take so long. It's gonna take so long. Oh, man. If I even make it to the stock, I will be amazed. If I die, I'm just going to go unlock Dancer and call it a day. I do want to eventually do the Wings of the Goddess missions, though. I can't remember what the last mission I did was. I remember doing, there's a behemoth fight. I remember that. I remember a fight. I think there's some NPCs that get possessed, and you have to fight them. I remember fighting one of them. And the one I remember fighting was just a complete bitch. I think she had like 2 one-handed swords or something like that, and she could like petrify people, and then she could just completely change, like she would completely drop all aggro on the tank. And even if you had like, so the safest way to do it was to bring 2 tanks, 2 healers, and just kill her really, really slow. And then you could bring 2 DPS, but they would probably die. Yeah, I remember a few of those things. Okay, so now we're in Wallenberry Fields, which, if I remember correctly, will take me to Bastok, the Orcish hosts. Yeah. Pretty sure I go Rollenberry Fields to to Pashal Marshlands, through Grauberg, through Gustaberg. I'm pretty sure that's the direction I'm looking to take. Hey, look, another notorious monster. Lamina. Not Lumina, Lamina. The Lamina Strength. I don't remember that one. I think there's a type of NM for each of these in each zone. I don't remember that for certain, but it's nice to pretend. So let's follow the path. And by follow the path, I mean very loosely follow the path because I don't feel like getting killed by goblins. I would really like to avoid using my silent oils and my prism powders in these zones. I don't have many of them left. And one of the whole reasons I'm going to be leveling Dancer is so I have Spectral Jig. They buffed it. They buffed Spectral Jig the same way they buffed the ninja abilities like Tonko and Monomi. They buffed it to make it last longer. Because Spectral Jig used to last, I think, 60 seconds guaranteed, and then both the Invis and the Sneak would wear off. I'm pretty sure you could reapply it through Invis, though. Because, I mean, it was a sneak and Invis at the exact same time. It just made you undetectable, basically. Death Jackets. Those were Death Wasps. These are now Death Jackets. Which apparently there's no fucking difference between the two. They're just one's a wasp and one's a jacket, even though I'm pretty sure wasps and jackets are the same things. Pretty sure yellow jackets are a type of wasp. Gubu Farmer, incredibly tough. Gonna fucking stay away from that thing. Just checking for honestly, Watchful Pixie. Oh, I think I remember Watchful Pixie. Yeah, that's for you can force spawn notorious monsters at the Watchful Pixie. I don't remember what those quests were called, but you would go to them with like I think you just went to them with like a mission in hand and they would just spawn enemies for you. I don't remember exactly how it worked, but it was cool. Wings of the Goddess had a lot of good solo and small group content. I don't think Wings of the Goddess, other than campaign, ever came out with really like big endgame content. Ixion and Sandworm were big, and I know Dynamis Zarkabard had some really cool enemies there. There's a dragon called an Amphitheater, and it's a really cool looking dragon. There's a Notorious Monster one. I remember, dude, there were so many Notorious Monsters in this expansion, I should say, that nobody wanted to kill. Nobody gave a shit. Just so many Notorious Monsters nobody cared about, or very few people cared about, I should say. Usually someone wants something from a Notorious Monster. Almost every Notorious Monster, somebody at least wants something from it. But I just remember so few people camping Notorious Monsters other than Sandworm and Ixion. At least when I played, because like I said, I quit sometime into Wings of the Goddess because they announced the level cap increase. I killed Ixion like every friggin' day for like 4 months. Every single day, my group was always the one to claim Ixion. Shout out Tara So Delicious, Shiva Link Shell, that I don't think exists anymore. But still, shout out, because good times, good times. Lots of money. I was not broke at all because of that. I was merking C pretty much. C is where, you know, Chains of Prometheus. Not really merking, but you could sell almost every drop there. Oh, I take that back. You could sell every pop item there, and Jailer of Love's drops were sellable. We didn't kill Absolute Virtue in that group because we didn't kill him during those 4 days where he was like really, really killable. And but then we would also bring people, like almost everybody had everything from that area in my group. So what we would do, oh God, I'm trying to get around these things without wasting powders and shit. I hope Pashal Marshlands doesn't have any stupid roadblocks for me. I don't remember if it does. Yeah, and then we would like even bring like, we would sell Faith Torques and Faith Bagnacks. Like we'd be like 200k for Faith Bagnacks, you know. If you want to guaranteed get yourself those, they're really cheap. And then of course, like the Faith Torque was another one, where it was like, yeah, just come with us, we'll kill it, and if it drops, it's yours. You have to pay it, you know. I don't know if it was pay us when it dropped. I think what would happen is the leader would give him like, fuck that, dude. I'll use a prison powder to get around that. Oh, dude, I forgot about these things laying the mines down. I forgot about that. They just lay mines down on the ground and just walk away. But yeah, so yeah, it would sell like Faith Torques and things like this. So, you know, you'd invite somebody, say, hey, when it drops, you have 2 minutes. Trade me, you know, however, trade me the gil for it, and then lot it, and then we'll pass it, and you can take it. And made a lot of money that way. Also, I had those same people. I did the same thing with like Bahamut and Oryu and Chimera. Actually, Tara So Delicious I did Chimera with. The other Link Shell I did C with was just for merking and whatnot. I was surprised Tara So Delicious let me do that. You know, endgame Link Shell, and I was merking C and Oryu and things like that in another Link Shell at the same time. I'm actually, looking back, very, very surprised to let me do it. I think I was surprised back then that they were letting me do it. Now it's even more surprising, because that would just be ridiculous. Like, in Final Fantasy XI, that's just something that's understandable, but at the same time, really ridiculous to do. Because it's like, why would I not participate in C with the Link Shell, like endgame Link Shell that I am a part of, that I am trying to build a reputation in, and I am trying to show, you know, I'm a reliable person, I'm a good player, and things like that. I'm trying to prove that to them, and I'm going and doing content that they do with another Link Shell. I think part of the reason might be we only did see like once a week in Taro So Delicious, if I can remember correctly. And usually we would just blow through everything. The Link Shell was rich. Everybody in the Link Shell was rich. There were so many relics, so many mythics. We sold everything. Sold Chimera Swords, Cerberus Algols. We sold Dynamis Winds. We sold Dynamis Gear. We sold pretty much everything in both of the Link Shells I was in. Made a lot of money without having to do much of anything other than participate in the content I was going to do anyway. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. I remember making a lot of money. I'm surprised actually that I have no money on my main character, because I know that I had a few mil before I quit the first time. When I came back to 99, I think I spent a lot of it. I don't remember what I would have spent it on, but I think I just bought something that was really expensive at the time just to have it, and then it ended up getting completely like made irrelevant. I don't know, man, but those were the good old days. Those were the good old days. Doing Jailer of Love with 13 people, and like 4 or 5 of the people were dual boxing, so it was really only like 5 people doing it. Oh man, those were good old times. Oh god, these things, the fucking slugs, dude. I remember there's a quest where you need a slug eye, and you get them, and these things had like the best drop rate, and the drop rate was still like 0.5%, and these things have a slow respawn timer. Oh, I remember that just being horrible. Oh, great. The Quad F Shield Warriors, GG Elite. Yeah, GG, alright. Because nobody's going to fucking defend that thing. There's no way. Nobody's going to defend that thing. In fact, let's see. I am the only person here. Yeah. I pretty much figured that was going to be the result. Oh, man. The way that the Beastmen looked in the past, man. They could have done so much more with this expansion. They did a lot. I feel like they just could have done a lot more. I just don't like how they completely made it irrelevant with Seekers of. That's kind of the one thing that stuck to me with Final Fantasy XI, why I played it for so long, is that old content never got outdated until they started doing Abyssi and Seekers of Adoulin. And even then, they've tried to sort of bring the old content back into line with everything. I wouldn't be surprised to see them like update campaigns so that they're more rewarding for level 99 players. I would definitely be down for that. Sure, it means that I can't, because some people would level up like their level 50s and their 50, like they would just get completely wrecked, but they would just participate a little bit, and then they would get some EXP and they would solo and they would get their way up slowly. There's a lot of things that they could have done that they didn't, or that they did do and now they don't matter anymore. There's a lot of things, man. And that's what this is, walk down memory lane. Sure, it's not the same game it was however long ago, but that doesn't make walking through these areas any less memorable. And that even though this game, looking back, I could say this isn't a great, in my eyes, this game is not designed with the greatest things in mind, but for its time, definitely great MMO. If you were somebody who liked to spend a lot of time in games, this game, while some would say it required a lot of time, it also made it was also very satisfying for people who like to sit in front of their computer, 8-10 hours a day, or their PlayStation in this case, 8 to 10 hours a day, and really spend their time. Because you could spend all 8 to 10 of those hours, and even if you were working hard to try and get stuff done, you would either get rewarded extremely because you knew the ins and outs, or you would learn a lot about like how, or you would just have shit luck and not get anything. There's a lot that could go right or wrong, and you remember every single one of those situations. That's the thing. You will remember every single thing that happened. Also, I do not remember where the entrance to Gralberg is. I just realized I have no idea where the entrance to Gralberg is. And I was running as if I was going to Kronstadt Highlands. That won't work. I need a map. I definitely need a map. Alright, so, where am I? Pashao, Marshlands, S. Absolutely need a map. The one map I don't have. All those maps I bought, still no good. Okay, where is it? Okay, it's actually pretty close to where I'm going. As a matter of fact, I'm going to cut back and cut through the back right there. Any notorious monsters up? Sandworm? If I see Sandworm, I'm not going anywhere near him. What the hell is that? Croak Matane? That's got to be a notorious monster. In fact, I've never heard of that notorious monster before. Then again, I never really came here all that often. Croak Matane. Oh, he's a, oh, he drops Aptence. That's why I don't give a fuck about him. He drops fucking Aptence. I swear, dude. I think Synergy's more popular now, but when it first came out, this shit was so stupid. It's like, and all he does is drop Aptents. Aptent Tatchus, Aptent Halen. Respawns every 2 to 2.5 hours. Enhanced movement speed. I don't even know what these Aptents did. Aptent Tatchus. What did Aptent Tatchus even do? A burning metallic for quick. And what did it do? Did I just use it? Use in recipes? Okay, so I needed to use it in these recipes. Evilith apertures. Okay. Let's see what the Aptent... So you just needed it to craft. That's... Huh. I thought you actually, like, attached Aptents. Oh, no, you attach Eviliths, and the Aptents are used in the crafting recipes. Okay. I remember actually wanting to kill a lot of these Aptent Notorious monsters, because I actually was the only person I knew who leveled Synergy to 50, which was the cap at the time. I spent a lot of money leveling Synergy. You didn't need anything but a lot of money and really patient spamming of the confirm button to level fucking Synergy. But there were some really fun things you could do with Synergy. And it was actually a group crafting effort. The way that worked is, like, the person who was in charge of it would basically feed the materials to the machine to try and complete the synergy effect, and other people would do things like, try and cool it down. And hello, pasties. They would do things like try to cool it down or fix problems in the machine, and then it did actual damage to you. Like, it could explode and do some damage to the people who were operating it. You could die doing Synergy. It was interesting, to say the least. And it was fun. I remember getting a lot of people together and be like, listen, I'm leveling Synergy and there's a few recipes I really want to try, but I'm going to need you guys' help with it. And I ended up needing their help with it a lot. Because there was 5 items in the game you could create. They were the max, you could do, I guess you could say the best things you could do with level 50 Synergy at the time. Although they weren't really good at all. I think I'm going to sneeze. I think that sneeze I never... Excuse me. Ugh. That was powerful. Okay. Okay. I'm dizzy now. A little bit dizzy from that sneeze. That was a strong one. I think my brain tried to come out of my nose right there. Or like, either that or I'm just stupid. I don't know. Probably I'm just stupid. If I had to guess. If I had to guess, just saying, makes the most sense to me. Okay. Anyway, back to what I was saying. There were 5 Fulmore Notorious monsters. For those who don't know, a Fulmore, the 4 Shadows of Feyin, those are all Fulmores. That, if you guys haven't watched that video, go watch it. Those are Fulmores. These were basically Fulmore gods, if you could call them that. Fulmore kings, I'd say. A lot of people used certain terminologies depending on the rarity and the spawn details of certain enemies. If an enemy spawned like every 21 to 24 hours, it was called a king. Oh my god, I forgot. Sneak and invis. Please don't have aggroed. Please. Okay. Grauberg, do not fuck. Remember when I said don't fuck around in Grauberg? I need a map of Grauberg. Hold on, before I take another fucking step, I need a fucking map of Grauberg. That shit's gonna happen. Grauberg. I made you out of... Fuck it. Okay. Whew. Okay, how the hell did I get in here? Oh my god, dude, that is a long fucking run. Holy shit, that's a long run. I almost feel like I should have just gotten an unlocked Dancer. But I want to make it to North Gustaberg and unlock... whatever it's called. Unlock the Cavernous Maw there. Okay, so I'm at J4. I just need to basically go straight south. If I go straight south and then just hug the southest wall, the southest wall I can hug, I should be okay. I cannot believe Old Quadavs were incredibly tough in this time. Just be on the lookout for Shigos. If you see a little bugger jumping, be very, very afraid. Because those little buggers do not fuck around. I should have aggroed the whole room of Shigos when I did the How Strong is Level 99 video. That would have been fun. Where is... There's the... Okay, so I'm walking south now towards the campaign fort. And then I have to keep walking south. Yeah, this is going to be a fucking... Oh my god. Is there... I think there are notorious monsters here that I never killed either. I don't think I ever killed a notorious monster over by Skyrend. Witchfire Glen. I don't remember what the hell is even over there. I think that's a pixie city, if I'm not mistaken. That's actually a city of pixies. And by city, I mean it's a fucking small area that has a lot of pixies in it. I don't know why I called it a city. We got brass caps. Okay. Just stay calm. We're almost like a third of the way through Grauberg. There's a Weave Ray. I remember being surprised there were See, that's another thing. There are Weave Rays here, too. Why are there Shigos and Weave Rays here? When those are supposed to be, like, Ottergon specific. It's just so weird to me. Like, Pasties, I understand. Pasties and, Pixies and, some of the other, like, unique enemies. I get it. They went extinct they were killed due to the battles. They were killed pretty much off the entire populations of them. But the Weave Rays and the Shigos, how the hell do you kill off an entire army of fleas? Like, how do you eliminate all of those? Were the Shigos immediately also like did they all attach themselves to, like, you know what it is? You know what probably killed them? Their food sources were the preferred types of enemies, like Weave Rays and pretty much everything. Pasties, the slugs. Like, they really liked the type of enemies that were in the past. And we killed all those off, so they didn't have anything to feed off of. I still think that's a stretch. They would probably be able to feed off of lizards, but they are actually really big bugs. It's entirely possible that they're too big. Like, the Shigos are too big. They're too big to feed off of enemies that aren't of large scale, like the Weave Rays, for example. So, still, I think it's stupid, to be honest. Because, yeah, they couldn't feed off of, like, the sapling. They probably can't feed off of the goblins. They probably can't feed off of people. They probably need to feed off of massive beasts like Weave Rays, and in the case of Ottergon, Marids summon Shigos. Whenever they, I think whenever, oh, dude, Marid parties, that's right. I forgot about that. Marid parties were a thing. What would happen is you would have a level 75. Basically tank a Marid and solo it. And at the same time, you would have a, what the hell is that? Naughty tree? Are you kidding me? That tree is naughty. And at the same time, it would infinitely spit out Shigos. I'm pretty sure when it was first introduced, it was infinite. You could just fight a Marid and it would just keep, every time it did a TP attack, it would spawn a Shigo. So you would just have somebody who could solo them, just sit there, give them TP, force them to get TP with like a really weak weapon while surviving, and just spawn Shigos. And then a nearby party of people would pick off the Shigos and kill them because they were so weak, but they were at the same time incredibly tough. That was their rating. They gave a ton of EXP, and it was like camping without camping almost. It was really, really cool. The concept of Shigo parties. They eventually nerfed it. They made it so Marids couldn't infinitely spawn Shigos. They could only spawn a certain number of them, and then people stopped doing that. But those things were cool, man. I remember taking part in some Shigo parties. All right, what's my position? Because I should be almost there. H12. Yeah, almost there. We're like in the last stretch of Grauberg. Thank goodness that the prison powders and the silent oils last so much longer now. There used to be times where you could put up a silent oil, put up a prism powder and the silent oil would start wearing off. It was so stupid. It was like silent oils will last anywhere from 5 seconds to 5 minutes. And whenever you got like a really, really long duration silent oil and prism powder, you would be so happy. I feel like they made them like a set duration at some point. I've used quite a few of them and they've never felt random. It's never felt like, hey, this silent oil didn't last as long as the last one. No, it always felt like regulated. Yeah, this is the last little stretch until North Gustaberg. I don't think there's a South Gustaberg. Yeah, wing rats. Wing rats are from Gorlage. These should all be easy prey then. Yep, war lizards probably easy prey as well. Still, can't summon alter egos here, so fuck that. As you can see, cannot summon alter egos. Oh, dude. They need to make it so you can summon alter egos. That's another reason why this area won't be as popular, because you can't summon alter egos here. I don't even understand. It says you cannot summon avatars or alter egos here. There's something not right about that. When they say avatars, they have to mean the adventuring fellow. Do I have to do the adventuring fellow quest? Maybe there's a quest to use them in the past. I just remember that there's a quest that lets you use your adventuring fellow in the past. Your adventuring fellow is the other NPC type. You know, you have alter egos and you have adventuring fellow, which he summoned from an earring. I haven't done the quest for it yet on this character. And you have to recharge the earring every few days, and then maybe every week or so you have to recharge it. And you got to level them up slowly, and eventually you get a second earring. You get a signal pearl, which is like once a day on like 7 charges, and then you have another one. I don't remember. Oh, the other one comes from bringing them into Promethean. It's like a repeatable quest. I think you can do it once a week. And you go into Promethean with your adventuring fellow, and you find a question mark, question mark, question mark, and then you're good. You're good to go. Man, there's a lot of stuff you could do for your adventuring fellow. And then you could customize your adventuring fellow too. Customize his playstyle and the equipment that he wore. Like, you could give him great katanas. You can give him better armor. You can make him a tank, a DPS, or a healer. They only stayed around for a certain amount of battles, though. There's a big thing about them. They did not stay around very long. And you had to use them pretty much every day and get them, a certain amount of... You have to summon them like a certain number of times or get them to a certain level. And whenever they hit a certain level, they could then stay out longer, like 4 more battles. Like, I think when you first get them, they stay for 15 battles or 2,000 EXP or something like that, or 3,000 EXP. Please don't let there be a Shigo in the final stretch, because I'm literally at the gate. Oh my god, there's rock eaters. Please don't aggro. Please don't aggro. Please don't aggro. Please don't aggro. Okay. That's scary. That's scary shit right there. Last thing I want to do is be literally 20 steps from North Gustaberg and get killed by a Shigo or a rock eater. Those things are only easy prey, but knowing my luck, one of them would bind me, both of them would bind me, and then they would both stone 3 me or something like that. Just my luck. Or they would both start casting Quake. That would suck. Or one would cast bind and the other one would cast Quake. That would be just as bad. Alright, so we are now in North Gustaberg S. I don't know if these things are starting to be too weak to be worthwhile. They are. I don't think they're as too weak to be worthwhile. I think there are still some enemies here that can endanger me. In fact, I'm almost positive there's enemies here that can still endanger me. So, I still got to be a little bit careful, but I don't think I need to use prism powders or silent oils anymore. I think I can go up the cliff right here, walk to the west. There will be a cavernous maw there, and I can enter North Gustaberg, hand in my slip, go back, hand in the dancer quest, call this a video. Yeah. Lesser Weave Rays, probably still gonna... Oh, they're easy prey. Holy shit. Are these things easy prey? No, those are still incredibly tough. Okay. That's bullshit. That is bullshit to the maximum. I'm just gonna use both. Hey, here's a bunch of 2 weeks to be worthwhile. By the way, I'm incredibly tough. What the f... Copper and Amethyst Quadav. Amethyst fucking Quadav is incredibly tough. Think about that. This fucking thing, this Weave Ray, is easy prey. But nope, Amethyst Quadav, fucking too tough. Jesus. Alright. I think we're in the home stretch, guys. Fairly confident we're in the home stretch. Yes, home stretch. Sorry, I got silent there for some reason. I have no idea why. Vultures. Too weak to be worthwhile. Feels good. I would like it if the enemies here stayed too weak to be worthwhile. So I could stop sneaking and just, like, walk through. Tunnel worms. I think these things are, like, level 10-ish. I think you can actually come here at, like, level 15. Like, level 10 to 15 at some point. And actually kill them to level up. I know in... I think it's East Ronflower S. There used to be a really popular camping place there. I think it was colibris and ladybugs. Colibris were really popular leveling after Treasures of Ott are gone. Very, very popular enemy to level on because they're very, very... They hit moderately hard. They are pretty much immune to magic because they spit magic back out at you. I don't think these ones did. I think these ones actually didn't reflect magic back onto the caster. But they were... How do I say this? They were just fragile. Fragile is the right word. Especially if you brought like a ranger or two. Basically, you'd bring either a paladin or a ninja. Paladin I actually liked better on Colibris because they had an attack that did like 4 or 5 simultaneous pecks. And that would just destroy ninjas if it happened at a bad time. Whereas paladins could pretty reliably survive it. And then you had like a samurai, or 2 rangers, a bard, a white mage, and like a red mage or something like that. You could actually, you didn't even need that. You could just bring bard, red mage, tank, 3 DPS. You would go with like samurai, ranger, even puppet master was really, really good on those things. I remember my ranger puppet would just decimate those things because the ranger puppet at the earlier levels can't shoot range attacks as often, so he's best in melee range so he can gather TP. But his range attacks, when he uses them, they hit harder. Like, they weren't as frequent, but they hit a lot harder. I remember a ranger at, like, level 37 was hitting for, like, 101, and I remember my puppet was hitting for, like, 120-something. Like, 120, like, 5. The thing is, he was shooting off his hundreds more often, and mine would have to auto-attack in between his things. That's just how he worked. He would just auto-attack. I would make sure he was in range, make sure he had Volt Gun equipped, so he could do, like, an extra, like, 20, like, lightning damage occasionally. And he would just... But whenever he weapon skilled, man, it was just fucking over. The thing just died instantly. And that used to happen in the level 75 Colibri parties, too. I would go as my puppet master. I would wait. Like, we would be in the middle of fighting a Colibri, and I'd have to wait. He'd be sitting on, like, 100 TP, and I can use certain maneuvers to force him to use a weapon skill. But if I made him do it right as we did the pull, he was going to die instantly. A Ranger Sub-Ninja, a lot more durable than my puppets. And my puppets also at the time had like a 10-15 minute cooldown. So if he died, that was it. Like, I couldn't summon him, and I was basically wasting people's time at that point, which is why nobody liked to bring puppet masters to EXP parties. I just wanted to be loved. I just wanted to be loved. Okay, I should be able to go through this thing. And now it should be a two-way road. And then I can go into Bastak, hand this thing in. Holy shit, this took so long to travel through Wings of the Goddess. But it's okay. It's okay. Yes, North Gustenberg. I think it's funny you can use a warp scroll in the past and it'll send you to the present. I know at that point I'm just like looking for something to be like, yeah, that doesn't really make sense. But it doesn't make sense. It's like, hey, I'm going to use this warp scroll to go back to my home point, which is in another fucking dimension. I guess warp technically is interdimensional travel, because you just dematerialize and travel through God knows what, and you end up in another location. That's very, very clearly... when you travel through home points, it makes more sense, almost like the way it does in Final Fantasy XIV, where you travel along, like... I don't know how to describe it, the way that you teleport through aetherytes. You basically like dematerialize and become energy and travel through the life force of the world, and then you rematerialize at your end location. It's almost the same with this. I just realized the entrance to the north is not there. It's over here. You actually, yeah, you can't enter. I just realized I have a map to this place. Oh, that's right. If you have a map in the future, you have a map in the past. That's really convenient. That if you had a map in the future, you get the map for the past too. Good design choice. Bad design choice, not letting me enter Bastok the way that I fucking remember how to. I'm pretty sure it's like down here. It's definitely not a regular entrance. That much I remember. It's not a regular entrance at all. Pretty sure the entrance is over here. Yep, there it is. I don't know on which side of the river it is. Oh, wait, never mind. It's on this side. Is there a river here? Yeah, the river's here. Okay. That confused the shit out of me. I remember when I first came here, I was like, where the fuck is North Goostaberg? I mean, where the fuck is the entrance to Bastok? I went, like, just constantly just hugging the gate, like, there's got to be a way in. And there was. It was just not where I thought it was. And here we go. Goostaberg. I keep calling it Goostaberg. Bastok. I smell food. That's what's throwing me off. I don't know what food that is, though. I don't know if it even smells good or not. I just know it's food. Food. Could use some food. Blue Knight needs food badly. And now I have to go hand in my stupid certificate thing. I actually don't remember where I have to hand that in. It would probably help if I knew, though. Hello, Radford. Oh, I can also unlock... Oh, no, that's Ottergon. I need to unlock my fucking satchel, too. I need more inventory space. Porter Moogles, no. I think he's over here by where the auction house... where the auction house is in the present. Yeah, because it's not an auction house here. Hello, Casper. Think I have to hand it to... an NPC, like, right here. Not Narcissa. Maybe it's this guy. Maybe it's Aurelius. No, I'm not one of you. I'm trying to be, though. Alright, Centurion Albrecht. Or Adelbrecht. There we go. This is the guy I need to hand it to. Yes, I am interested. I'm your man. Alright, now they need somebody to deliver battle rations. You can go fuck yourself. But at least I have an easy way back here through that mall. So let's go instant warp back to Juneau. We'll continue Wings of the Goddess another time. It's going to be a lot easier if I'm like 75 before I touch Wings of the Goddess. Chains of Promethea. Definitely. Chains of Promethea, another thing they really did well. They made you feel like you didn't have to be level 75 to do everything. There are parts where it's definitely more beneficial to be 75. Like, I know a lot of the missions in between mission 2.5 and mission 4.2, there's a lot of points where you have to do stuff that has no level cap, and if you're not 75, you absolutely need a group to do it. If you are 75, some of those things are still easier with a group. Why am I running this way when I could just teleport to Upper Juneau? I gotta end this part soon, though. I'm probably not gonna have time to render it because I need to stream Lightning Returns, Final Fantasy 13. Looking forward to it. I feel like that game is definitely better in small doses. Just a feeling I have. I feel like playing it for 8 hours. Just not good. I'm gonna be making a review for Lightning Returns anyway, like a verbal review with my gameplay footage over it. I want to give my shot at like a legitimate review with game footage and things like that. I think it'll be fun. Especially since, you know, I'm going to be playing like every new Final Fantasy game that comes out. Speaking of which, I don't have a 3DS. Everyone wants me to play Bravely Default. I don't have 3DS. And even if I did, I then need to buy like, dude, it costs so much money. It costs a lot of money to buy a whole system. To buy a whole system, get a capture card for it, get the game for it. That's a lot of money. You here again? Yeah, and I have your fucking pebble. Where did I get this? I traveled to the past. Thank you. You look awfully familiar. See? That's that shit. It happened in the past. She's remembering it in the future. It's a martial style based on traditional Bastakan Krieg stands, a dance used in actual battle. Oh god, I'm gonna have to watch this stupid cutscene, aren't I? I know how to play dancer, okay, Layla? You don't need to have somebody show me. You really don't need to do that. Oh, don't worry. I'll be leveling dancer. Don't you worry about that. There we go. You can now become a dancer. Now everybody's insane. Unlock it. I fucking unlocked it, so I hope you're happy. But anyway, guys, I gotta get going because I gotta get ready for my live stream. Definitely be sure to tune in. Twitch.tv/MrHappy1227. Gonna be streaming Lightning Returns. Not that far into the game yet, so don't worry. I'm gonna be streaming it for probably a few more days. Gotta beat it, you know, first do all the side quests and things like that. It's gonna be fun. It's definitely come stop by. The link is in the description below. Also, if you like this video, be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and share. Check out the previous parts and definitely check out some of my other videos on my channel. If you miss the part of Lightning Returns, I'm going to be uploading those parts to YouTube over time also. Also, feel free to follow me, Facebook, Twitter, get updates when I'm posting videos like this one, other videos like my bestiary, my Lightning Returns, my Final Fantasy 14 guides, Final Fantasy 11 updates, things like that. Just stick around, have a good time. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching, and until next time, take care.